Welcome back to episode 3 of the Profit Philosophy with the two-head marketing goat. One of the topics that I wanted to go straight into today was dealing with clients dropping off and some of the things that go into that, as I've had someone come to me and speak about that, and they were in a really bad headspace about it, and they were essentially spiraling. And if they didn't have someone like me to come and speak to and get another perspective, they would have continued to spiral and it would have just continued to detriment their business. And I think one thing that's really key to highlight with that is yes, you want to focus on why they've dropped off and you want to look inwardly within yourself, but also you want to just focus on getting more clients in. Because at the end of the day, if you lose 5 clients but you gain 6, are you going to be spiraling and panicking? No. So that's why the lead generation and the marketing is so important. But how have you dealt with that in the past, Harleen, or how have you helped clients get around issues such as that?
So I've only ever had one unhappy client, and that was like my first client ever.
Yeah,
So I don't deal with that problem, fortunately. But that being said, I think it does come down to client success. Like, what systems do you have in place for client success?
yeah,
You know, because you can onboard like, yeah, you can run some ads very easy. You can onboard like 10 people in a month or whatever.
yep,
But if you can't, like, if you don't actually care for the clients, then you'll never have client success, and so you'll never have people drop off, or you
yeah,
will have people drop off. Sorry, like all the time. So
yeah,
how would I deal with it though if people were dropping off? I mean, I would like people tend to drop off when you don't communicate openly and honestly. So I had a client. He is my only done for you client right now because I prefer done with you, and he, like his ad campaign wasn't working, and he had a suspicion like, oh, did he just sign me on thinking like, oh, it's free money? But I was like,
yeah,
no. Like I was open and honest about everything. I showed him numbers, tracking, like everything, and he left the conversation like, you know what, I feel good now. So I think you have to have like a little hack is if you do know what you're talking about, you have to speak with a lot of conviction in your voice and say, okay, this is going wrong because of this thing, and the data shows this. Like that's how you get the confidence back of someone who's like slowly starting to lose it.
100%, 100%. And another thing that this client wasn't doing that I instantly told him to do was on the regular reinforce how valuable your service is. So this is a coach, and for a lot of people in day-to-day life, you know, stuff like that, coaching, subscriptions, that can slide down the priority list. But really and truly, a lot of people outside of coaching, mentoring, etc., they're not doing a lot to actually progress in their life or to keep them accountable. So I was telling them to make them aware of that, and make them aware of the long-term detriment that that could actually make to not only their physical and mental health, but also business and stuff like that, where the gym and a positive mindset can contribute to. Because that's something me and you were speaking about, Harleen, was how you do one thing is how you do everything in terms of going to the gym and making sure that that side of things is ticked off, along with obviously smashing the business and everything else.
I mean, I do have a little confession to make. I have been getting a little bit bigger, so I've slowly started to fall off with the gym. But I'm back. I'm back. Don't worry. I've started to do my runs and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I've lost weight again because I was a chunky boy before. You know, I've got one question. How like I mean, I know the answer to this, but like for you personally, how does falling off in the gym and other aspects of your life not help with the business? Because surely you have more time to focus on the business then, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I think it's all about longevity. So short term, you've got a lot more time and you can work on your business, but the longevity of you feeling more physically fit, that then feeds into you mentally feeling better. Your body's used to the stress of going to the gym, doing something you don't want to do. It's constantly building your mindset, and that can only benefit you in business as a whole. Whereas, although short term you might progress a little bit more, you're definitely going to burn out. And then the guy that has been keeping on track with everything across the board, he's then going to take over and be able to go on forever, essentially.
I've noticed, like, I've really noticed that in my sales calls, if I'm the slightest bit upset at something completely unrelated, bro,
Yeah,
that energy does come through out on the calls. And it's like one thing that I want to like briefly touch on as well is everything is interlinked, right? And for
yeah,
me, like business is a direct mirror to you. So, and it's like a type of mirror where it makes you look bad in the sense where it will really pull your flaws out to the surface so you can
yeah,
see like exactly what's going on and what you need to work on. Because I remember before, I thought I could do business without having to post content, for example, or without
yeah,
putting my face out there. And it's like you definitely can, because there are people that do it, but it's much more powerful and you have a lot more leverage when you have like a personal brand, for example, or you post content and you have yourself out there, you
yeah,
know. And one thing I do want to touch on as well is I this may seem like a rant, but I really don't see it as an excuse for people who don't want to show their face online, because to me that's like a pretty arrogant thing to say. Because what do you mean? Like people have been trying to post for like 4 or 5 years, not getting any traction, and you think you're going to
yeah.
post one time, and all of a sudden you're going to have so many problems and things are going to start not going your way.
Yeah, literally. It's definitely a bit of a cop out, and a lot of people say, oh, I don't need to for my type of business, etc. But a lot of it will come down to self-limiting beliefs and that fear of putting your face out there. Now, yes, there are some businesses where, you could maybe hire someone to film an ad for you and then get it edited up, etc. But it's always better putting yourself out there, building your personal brand, and having that one-to-one connection with your audience. There's no negative that can come from that. And it's so true what you said about, being on a sales call or speaking to clients when you're in a bad mood, especially when you're so used to authentically just being yourself. And that's why whenever I do feel like that or whatever the situation is, I just try and be upfront and honest with my clients and like, oh, I've done an absolute fucker of a morning. How's your morning been though? And then just like it makes you a lot more personal and more on like the same level, because a lot of people in business a lot of the time they're missing that personal connection, and that's something that when I first started
Yeah.
off I didn't have. Because for me personally, if someone can do a job for me and I don't need to speak to them and they can do it perfectly, ideal, that is perfect. But for a lot of people, they want that regular consistent communication, and for a while I was like, why aren't they as happy as they could be? Because I'm nailing the done for you aspect of the social media and the marketing, but the conversational like client communication side of things, that wasn't there. And when I increased that, I noticed a huge difference in how happy clients were across the board, even if the results weren't different, which is a good bit of data.
You
Something
know, I
else.
had just
So,
to go back to your.
so
Oh, my bad, my bad.
on you go, bro. It's the 1 second delay.
Oh yeah, yeah. So like for me, I've got this like I want to go back to the point of outsourcing. Like
Yeah,
I get on calls with people and these guys make like 30 grand a month and I get on call with them and
yeah,
they say they want to outsource lead generation, etc. And it's like I don't know how to say this. Like first of all, when people say they want to outsource when they're not making anything per month, I think they're idiots because it's like you don't know how to make content. You don't know how to film ads. What makes you think you'll be able to
yeah,
pick a UGC creator that knows how to film ads? Like you don't know
yeah,
you don't know the identifiers of something that is a good ad, if that makes sense, right?
yeah,
And even like when you start climbing the ranks a little bit, like I had a call with an agency owner who was making 30 grand a month, and they said they wanted to like outsource the lead gen
yeah,
with a done for you. And I was looking at them, and I want to start doing this on sales calls. I want to say to people, I want to say, you make 30 grand a month, or no, let me rephrase. You only make 30 grand a month, and you want to outsource one of the biggest revenue generating tasks for your business.
yeah, yeah,
Like, what are you doing? You know,
yeah,
because this guy, like, he got on call with me and he said, I want to outsource it, like, and he didn't know how to run ads. And I said to him, I was like, look, how do you know if an agency is good if you don't know how to run ads yourself? And
yeah,
that's like the first thing I say to him. And the second thing is like, how much do you make per month? And if they say anything less than 100 grand a month, I'm going to say to them like, look, you don't need to outsource your lead gen. Like
Yeah,
the two things that you should not outsource is your lead gen and your sales. Like right
yeah,
now, like okay, 70 grand. Let's say 70 grand. Like below 70 grand, you should not be outsourcing any of those two things
yeah. You
because
should be
those
out.
things will directly increase your revenue.
Yeah, you should be outsourcing everything underneath that, so you've just got the time to do those two things. Like it should be a case of like, right,
Yeah.
content done, marketing outsourced, whatever else is within your business, get all that outsourced. So all you need to do is take the sales calls, close them, and then I would also add in client communication because that's something that if you've got a personal touch with your clients, you don't want to outsource that too early. And I see a lot of people doing that with like online assistants and stuff like that. And all you're doing is just diluting your personal connection that you have with your client, which is a big part of what's going to keep them with you for longer. So that's another thing that I would leave till you've got the right person to take over that client communications. Something I wanted to speak about though, Meta Verified. What so useful, so useful. I've been I've been looking for support on Instagram for the longest amount of time, just for different things, setting stuff up in the background. I've had an absolute my Meta Business Suite is there's someone's put a spell on it or something because it is fucked up. And yeah, honestly, it was quite a long phone call with Meta. It was 2 or 3 hours, but they managed to potentially get to the bottom, and it should be fixed within 48 to 24 hours. So valuable. It also gives you added perception. I know people know these days that you can buy it, but even still, whenever someone has a verified tick and they like your story, they like your post, they send you a DM, you're a lot more likely to reply because it's gonna catch your attention. So I would recommend that if you're in the social media marketing space.
Yeah,
100.
bro. When I the thing is, I was always I was always annoyed that I couldn't get live chat off Meta, especially when I was running ads.
Yeah,
And when I realized Meta Verified gives you live support, bro, I bought it straight away. And everyone around me was like, "Why are you buying the check? Why are you buying the check?" And they
yeah,
didn't understand that the live support you get if you run ads is absolutely insane. They
bro.
fix problems basically instantly. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna make it into a I'm gonna include it into like my service and say like, hey, by the way, make sure you get Meta verified because the live support you get is absolutely insane.
yeah, yeah. That alone, bro, is worth. It's because it's what 11.99. So worth it. So worth it.
Yeah,
Um,
enhanced
something
support.
a question that I've been getting as well is how do you charge more for your service? Now, there's a few answers that pop up to me in my head, but what comes to you when you think of being able to charge more for your service?
So for me, I actually am strategizing to charge like quadruple my prices right now. Funnily enough, so like I'm hoping to charge 3 to 4x what I currently charge, and you have to understand like in order to charge that money, you need to speak the language of the clients who have that type of money, right? So
Yeah,
right now I have ads running that I need to shut off because I'll go on to that in a second, like why I'm going to shut them off, but I need
yeah,
to shut these ads off. And in the ads, I'm speaking the language of an agency owner that's making 2K per month. However, I have now spoken to plenty of business owners above 10K, 20K, 30, 40, 50K months and beyond. And I know exactly like what language they speak.
yeah,
So just quick example, people won't say winter times, they'll say Q4.
yeah,
So
yeah,
if you have that as part of your normal vocabulary, then you automatically raise the bar for yourself. And these guys,
yeah,
they feel more comfortable trusting you. And if obviously you need to have some experience of case studies, etc., etc. But in order to raise your price, I think you need to really understand the type of client that you're trying to go for that will pay that money, and then understand what is it that they truly need, and then give it to them like on a plate, and like
yeah,
make sure the time to value is as close to zero as possible. So as soon as they buy, they need to get some crazy type of value. So that's what I'm trying to work on right now. And the ad campaign I'm wanting to shut off. I'm flying out in a few days for like 3 weeks, and for some reason, for God knows what reason, like last night I booked in 3 calls. All of them are qualified, so it's like I don't even want to cancel them because some
yeah,
some of these guys make 25K and beyond, 10 to 25K, I think the lowest revenue number is between 5 to 10K, and it's like I don't want to cancel the calls because they could all be potential
Yeah.
clients, but they've just come at the most inconvenient time. Like one of the calls have come as I'm meant to catch the train back to like go home, and the other one is
Yeah.
like 8 hours before I have to actually leave, which doesn't sound like a lot, but bro, if you have brown parents, like you gotta leave early for the airport. So
Yeah.
it's not ideal, but it is what it is. Like I
Yeah.
can't complain that my ads are working phenomenally, you know?
I remember I actually had a booked call while I was in the airport waiting to go to Tenerife, and they ended up cancelling, thankfully. But I was like on my way to the airport, like
Mm,
I'm gonna have to take a sales call. So many distractions around. But yeah, what you said is so true, bro.
uh-huh.
Perception. It's basically building that perception up so that you then can charge more. And that leads me on to with your social media, your content really is what gives you your perception. That is the lens that people are viewing through to create their perception. So that is why outsourcing your content can be so beneficial because, for example, I was looking at a few different coaches that have booked in calls with me and I was going over their profiles. And one of them had a very, very bland profile, similar following, only a couple of followers each. But the other guy had clearly thought more about the branding and the type of content he was putting out. And that alone would have allowed him to one get more clients in and two charge more simply just off the perception. So imagine when you outsource that properly to professionals that can plan out every bit of content with intent behind it, edited to a crazy high level. Like that alone is going to be able to allow you to charge more money.
I had it's funny you should say that because I signed on a client who makes 25K per month from his content creation agency,
Yeah,
and he services realtors. And what's interesting is if you are a real estate agent, like as an agency owner, it's super easy to sign on a real estate agent because they desperately want deals, but it's really hard
yeah,
to get them the deals, if that makes sense.
right,
But he services real estate agents, and what he does is he goes to these realtors and says, "Your social media looks like shit." And even though he's not
yeah,
getting them direct deals and results, because he's so good at making the content look really, really good,
yeah,
like the realtors are happy paying him like 3K per month USD.
yeah. Literally. So they're literally just
So it's
paying
like
for
it's
perception
insane.
there. They're literally just paying for perception.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
They bar for bar said to him, and this is what he said to me. They said, "Look, I didn't get any extra deals or anything, but because of how good you made me look on social media, like whatever, like it's fine." So I think
yeah,
that's kind of insane that people like that also exist, and there's a lot of them too.
yeah. That's it. Yeah, that just proves my point completely. Another point that I wanted to speak about. Obviously, we don't need to go into details, but you've hit a financial goal that you set, which is
Yes,
sick.
yes, I have, I
So,
have,
how does it feel
I have.
to?
I am. I'll go into details.
Yeah, yeah, on you go. But how does it feel to set a goal that is an ambitious goal and to hit it? How does that make you feel?
Oh shit! Drop some tea on me. Okay, how does it make me feel? Okay, shall I get a little bit open and honest right now?
Yes, let's do it.
So, okay. So, it's weird, right? Because I have been trying so long to hit 10K in 1 month, and I tried to hit it before, and I got to 9.5 USD. And then this month, I tried to get to 10, but I got right now, I'm on 22.5 USD for the month, 22.5K. And I've got three more sales calls to do that are all qualified. And one of them actually, like I said to him last week, hey, I charge this much money, like,
Yeah,
and so I just got off call, but he booked in another call, so he might just jump on board today, like randomly as well, right? And it's like it feels good. Don't get it twisted. It feels very nice, but it's weird because like I don't know how to explain it. Like the okay, I need to think about how I'm going to put this, but essentially, there's no one to really talk to about it, if that makes sense. So, like, everyone else loves to say like I want it to be. It sounds weird to say, but like I want it to be celebrated in a way. Not like I wanted to be celebrated by other people, but I wanted to celebrate myself,
Yeah,
but I didn't, and that I feel a little bit weird because it's like I've hit a milestone. It's like twice the milestone that other people aim to even hit because most people aim for
yeah,
10K. I hit over
yeah.
20K. The month's not even over yet, and it's like I don't know. There's no one to like really talk about it to. Like
Yeah, I know
I
what
can
you
say
mean.
stuff to my parents and my family, and they're like, "Oh, well done. That's super cool." But it's like I don't know, man. There's no one to like. There's no
Uh,
other entrepreneurs where I'm like where they can say to me like, "Holy shit!" Like, well done.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But maybe that's just me.
Not a lot of people can relate to it because they've never made that kind of money, or they're not doing exactly what you're doing. That's why, like, when me and you speak about it, I give you your props because it's like I fully understand everything that goes into that. But for a lot of people, when they don't see the back, like I was trying to explain ads to my mum, I was like, you know what an ad
Yeah,
is. You know what an ad is. You see ads all the time, and she was like, I just don't understand. And it's like if people don't understand the everything that goes into the 20K as well, then they can't congratulate you fully because they don't see the amount of effort that really goes into it. But another part of it for you as well might be because you've still got so much to give as well. So it's like you've smashed that milestone and it's been hard work, but it's like you've still got like that's only half of what you can or less of what you can actually really go to. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah. Like I'm fully like it sounds crazy, but like I wholeheartedly like I fully believe I'm more than capable of hitting 100K months. Like it's not even a belief anymore. It's like the same way you have this belief that I know how to breathe. It's the same for me. It's like I am fully capable of getting to 100K
yeah,
per month. I just need a bit of time and build up to it, right? And it's
yeah.
like I can 100%, and I'm setting up the business in a way where I definitely can go there. But sometimes, like I don't know, bro. Maybe I'm fucking woe is me, you know. Like maybe I'm
Yeah.
complaining too much, but it's like there's no one to really talk to about it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's
You know?
again what makes community so valuable.
So
See, if you've got a good community
yeah,
of
yeah. Like I'm
people,
like the thing is, I've noticed that in my community that I have, like for the private like business owners, like those guys are actually talking to each other. They do like it's fostering the community, and especially when I start doing group calls.
yeah,
Well, I'm starting tomorrow. It's like I can foster it, but it's still the same in the sense where it's like I want more people to level up super fast so that we can have conversations where we can relate to each other rather than
yeah,
it being a dynamic where it's like I'm telling you exactly how to do everything, which is fine because these
yeah,
guys are still like some of these guys are still new, you know. But I want to, I don't know. I think right now I'm low key missing a dynamic where it's like, yo, like, how did you hit 30K this month? Oh, you did automations. I didn't even use a single automation type of
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah. Like, oh,
So I
explain
don't
to
know.
me
It's
how
weird.
you, yeah, 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 yeah. People that you can soak up information from as well. Like, and it's like a mutual value. Yeah, 100%. But again, I feel like 100K a month's not super overly optimistic. That's the word I'm looking for. Because bro, you've went from 2K to 10K. I would say that's harder going from that to that than it is 4x and where you're currently at. You know, because you
Yeah,
can
it's like it's simple. It's simple. Not necessarily easy though, but it's
yeah
definitely simple. Like I did the maths right, and like for me to make 400,000 in 1 month, I need to have a 10K offer, which I can easily get hold of a 10K offer,
yeah
and then I need to take 100 sales calls every single month, and I can hit 400,000. But it's the
yeah
question of do I have the bandwidth to take that many sales calls plus service that many clients? Like, do I even want to get to that point?
yeah yeah
You know.
yeah. But
But I do want to hit 100K in a month. Like that would
again,
be insane.
I don't even think because you could hit 100K in a month and it not even be fully through what you're currently making money from. Because obviously, once you've got money, money makes money. So you'll have other investments and other things like that. So I reckon you'll get there sooner than you think. Something that I've seen a lot of, well, not just recently, or probably the past year, is AI, and we've seen it, come into the social media marketing landscape and fucking tear it up. So
Yeah,
what do you
yeah,
think the
yeah.
impact is going to be of AI as it continues to get bigger and grow? Do you think it's going to take over? Do you think
Yeah.
it's going to
So
stop people from making more money? What?
So I had a very nice lady DM me on TikTok, and she asked this question, and she was like, "Hey, I don't think you'd reply to this because you're so busy." And like, by the way, I always reply to everyone on DMs. Like, I'm not famous. Like, don't worry.
Yeah,
I can still reply to people. But
yeah,
she hit me up and she was like, "I just wanted to know your thoughts on AI with business and then spirituality as well." And we can get into the spirituality stuff, but I know you asked about
yeah,
business, so I'll talk about that. And I was speaking to her and I said, look, so she had this concern that people are scared of AI. And it's like, look at it
yeah,
this way: AI is a tool, exactly like how a hammer is a tool, right? So if I use the hammer to build like a skyscraper in New York, that's amazing because I'm doing good things and I'm using the tool how the tool was meant to be used, right?
yeah,
However, if I then use the hammer to unalive a whole bunch of people, that doesn't mean you should fear the
yeah,
hammer. You should fear the person wielding the hammer, if that makes sense. So with AI, it's just a very versatile tool, right? So you shouldn't fear AI. If anything, you should fear the people who use AI for wrong. However, that doesn't come down to AI being the issue. It comes down to the people being the issue, right? And you
yeah,
shouldn't be scared of AI. I think the reason people are scared of AI is because they just don't understand it. And I'm not saying I'm a genius. Like, I don't understand AI, like how it's built and all that stuff, but
yeah,
I know how and what to use it for, you know? So I feel like if you look at AI as a tool, you won't have an issue with it like being scary or
yeah,
getting rid of people's jobs. And another thing, like this whole thing of AI will get rid of like people's jobs. So there was a thing where a little scare where people think they don't need copywriters, but all AI does is it gets rid of the terrible copywriters. So if somebody chooses
yeah,
AI over your copy, that means your copy is dreadful. Because how is a robot coming up with better copy when it doesn't
yeah,
even understand emotion? You know?
yeah,
So I don't think AI won't replace people, especially in the business world. It will just get rid of the incompetent ones.
yeah,
And then the people that are actually good, they'll get even better. So if you are not good at something and you fear AI is going to replace you, that means you need to get good at the thing very, very quick and then use AI to further enhance your craft
yeah,
because it is just a
100%.
tool.
I
It's
was
like
gonna say,
Riverside, bro. Like instead of using
yeah,
Zoom to record, like we're using Riverside. It's got so many nice benefits. Like I shouldn't be scared because Riverside's better. You know, I should use Riverside to enhance the work that we're doing right now.
yeah, it should only add to what you're doing. As you said, if it's going to take away your whole business, then you've not had very stable foundations that you built on from the beginning. You've clearly not got that good of a service. I was more meaning in
Yeah,
terms of
facts.
a business side of things than like AI taking over the world. Because if we wanted to go into that, we could probably
Oh,
speak
my
about
bad.
we could probably speak about that for hours because it is crazy. I mean, if you think about the type of AI that like the government have that's not out there yet, crazy. But in terms of like how it's helped me and my business, it's only leveled up what I can provide for my clients. I know you yourself, like you've got a couple of tailored AIs that people can use within the business Sangat and stuff like that. So if you have a brain, all it's going to do is allow you to charge more money. Whereas I think a lot of people they have that sort of instant sort of fear or like something that gets their guard up, and then they miss the opportunity that is there in front of them, and the opportunity is only going to get bigger the better the AI gets over time.
I want to have a little rant, by the way. This might seem a little crazy because I am cussing someone I had a sales call with, but whatever. So this guy jumped on call with me, and
Yep.
on the like, it was weird. Like it was so weird. On this like the questionnaires that I have, the pre-call
Yeah.
application, he said he was only making 2 to 5k per month, but in reality he was making 30k per month. And like
Right.
I don't know. Like I get really not annoyed, but I get really iffy with people who aren't upfront and honest about what's going on. Because why are you getting on call with me
Yeah.
to see how this stuff works? You know, like I don't know.
Yeah. Why are
I
you
think
starting off with a lie?
I,
Like, it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to do business. Like, even
Yeah,
though
like
I like, yes, I did look to sign him on because I genuinely thought I could help him. But like looking back, I'm glad I didn't because it's like
yeah,
you're weird, bro. You're so
because
weird. Like,
even when it
why are
comes
you
to
lying about that? And then,
yeah, even when it comes to payments and stuff, bro, it's like you want that trustworthy type of client because although there's contracts signed and stuff like that,
yeah,
it's like you don't want the hassle of having to chase someone. Like they should want to pay you for the value you're providing. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, for sure. And it's like I don't know. I kind of take. I find it weird. When someone doesn't pay me what I'm worth, or tries to scamper out with some sort of scrappy payment plan when I know they can pay, I take that as a little bit disrespectful because
Yeah,
it's like, why are you on call with me trying to get the best deal? Because all that tells me is that you're going to be a terrible client. Because every single client that's paid in full has been so great, like so easy to like deal with.
yeah,
They get their results super super fast, and like it's just nice, right? But then, bro, it's the people that like there's two types of people. There's people that are on payment plans because they can't afford it, but they know they need the help. So I'll put them on a weird scrappy payment plan, right? Like just the other day, I think I onboarded someone in full by putting down a very small deposit, and then
yeah,
they're gonna pay me the rest like in like 15 days, which is fine. Like
yeah,
if you don't like not having the tangible resources, it's okay. Like as long as you have the intent. But the people that have the resources but they don't have the intent, that really annoys me because why are you on call with me if you don't even want to buy? Like you're just like mentally masturbating to make yourself feel better by
yeah,
getting on call with me, thinking that I'm gonna say one little bit of advice that will change your entire business when in reality, like you already know exactly what to do. You just want like that that stimulation, I guess, or that thing
yeah.
that tells you like, okay, now I know what to do. When in reality, no, like, you're still gonna get off the call and get back to doing absolutely nothing. So
Literally,
that's my little rant.
if someone's got money there to pay and they don't, it shows that they're not committed from the start. And if they're not committed from the start, what's the chances of them actually putting the work in to get the result? All you're doing by accepting that is just really diluting your service and causing yourself stress. And it's true. Like I had someone
Yeah.
the other day who DM'd me, and the first thing they led with was like, "I know your service is really valuable. I've seen it works with other PTs, but at the moment I don't have a lot of money." And it's like, right, so you probably know that it's valued more than what you're comfortable paying, but you've still booked in for the call. So it's like, as you said, if you physically couldn't pay, then yeah, we'll arrange some sort of payment plan. But the fact that you've led with you know the service is worth probably more than what you're willing to pay, and then you've asked me for an estimation of it, it's like
Mm,
you're automatically looking for ways out as soon as you booked in a call, you know?
yeah. And it's like that type of client isn't ready to stand in the fire with you because it's like
100%.
I don't know about other coaches and like done with you programs or whatever. Like I know we have a bad name in the sense where like there are scams out there, right?
Yeah,
However, I do stay up very, very late at night to talk to clients in like a different time zone. So I think
yeah,
I have about, I mean, this isn't insane, but I have clients in like, I think four different time zones and multiple like of those time zones. So you can imagine like it'll be 11 p.m., 12 a.m. at night, and I'll still be like getting back to a client, responding to questions. If they need if it's like a thing where I can't text the answer, I'll make a Loom video exactly showing what I'm doing
yeah,
and talking, right? And I'll do that until 4 in the morning sometimes, right? And it's like, I am willing to stand in the fire for you and your business. Why are you not willing to stand in the fire for your own business? It's like, it's weird,
yeah.
and I don't like it because why do I care more about your business than you do? You know?
Yeah, I'm a witness to that as well. Harleen does not sleep. He doesn't sleep. No, I've never seen him sleep. He just stays up and just works all day. So he's suffering for
It's
you
insane.
guys. He's suffering for you guys. So um,
Bro, you know what's like speaking of suffering, I
yeah,
think I am at the peak of my suffering right now. I think as much as I don't want to admit this, I low key do feel like I need to what's it called? I need to start outsourcing some stuff. Like
yeah,
we should probably get a long form editor. We should like for the YouTube channel.
yeah,
Like I've currently got a thumbnail editor like that I'm about to like pay monthly for like 4 videos a month, 4 thumbnails a month. And one thing that I
yeah,
didn't even think of, like bro, Instagram Like the Instagram Reels, the cover for it, bro. We gotta make loads of them. It's gonna be
Yeah,
so long. I mean, it's
yeah,
great, like because we're like I think we'll be pushing out collectively. I think we'll be pushing out one maybe 150 pieces of content per month, which is cool. It's not quite like it's not a lot compared to people like Alex Hermoso.
Hormozy.
He makes
Yeah,
362
yeah,
pieces per week, right? So it's like it's not a crazy amount, but it's still a lot compared to what some people
yeah,
think is enough, you know.
yeah. We're catching up to
But
him.
that
We're
being said,
getting
we
there.
still need to post our first reel.
Don't get
We are,
comfortable,
we are. We
Hormozy.
need to.
We're get Yeah, no, we do. We've just been getting the style right. So once we've got the style right, we can pump out a mass production. Obviously, with the long form content editors, I've got part of them as a team as well, so we can delegate to them. But yeah, so key. It's like the video I made and posted literally last night. Stop trying to do it all yourself as a business owner, because really and truly, you should only be doing the important tasks. Like if Harleen spent 2 hours last night making thumbnails, but he missed out on doing client communications or taking some sort of call, like it's so stupid to not just outsource that. Like, and there's so many people that are holding on to all of this because they want to keep 100% of like the 2 grand a month that they're making, 3, 4, 5 grand a month. But once you let that go and you let some of your money go, it frees up so much time to make more money. Like the extra time you have is, honestly, it's going to guarantee you pretty much to hit 5, 10 plus K a month, because you're then just reinvesting all of that time into tasks that actually matter. Like we were speaking about previously, sales calls, client communication, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've thought on that as well. I'm guilty by the way. I hate outsourcing stuff. I hate it, right? However, I'm aware and here's some free game for business owners. The only things you need to focus on as a like business owner below I'd say 70K per month, to be honest, is getting your leads and booked calls.
Yeah,
Client success, like that has to be number one, and then sales. Those three things is what
yeah,
you need to focus on. Everything outside of that, that's not directly revenue generating, just stop it. Like, just get someone else to do it because
literally.
you want to be more available for client success. So, Aaron, you know this, right?
Yeah,
Whenever someone messages a question inside the community, it gets answered like that
literally.
instantly. It
Yeah,
doesn't matter what time it is. Like, I'm always there, right? And it's like, I mean, rightly so. People are paying me money, obviously, but it's the thing of you have to get your priorities right, and
yeah,
client success has to be such a huge priority that people don't
yeah,
actually focus on. Like I spoke one of the guys I signed on, um, he had an agency that he was paying 1,200 a month for, and the agency was paying for ad spend. And whenever and this is how crazy it is. Whenever he asked about what creatives they ran for him, or what the targeting looks like, or anything, they wouldn't show him his own ads manager.
yeah. That's crazy. That's
So, and they would just say, no, it's a proven system. Don't worry, we need some time. Like we need more time. And I'm like, bro, stop it. Like get
yeah.
him the win quick.
You're
Get
getting
him some
robbed.
booked calls quick so he feels happy.
Yeah,
He is, bro. 1,200 a month. They pay for ad spend, bro. You know full well they're doing some crappy lead forms where it's super cheap leads. And even he said the calls that he gets on with like the sales calls, the people don't even know what they're on call for. So it's like it's
yeah.
so insane to me.
That
I
I
don't
would,
understand how agencies like that even exist.
bro. I know. I don't know how they sell people on packages like that, because it's crazy. Because again, like with guys like us that are providing so much value, I feel like I know I should be charging more, but it's like, but I want to keep it at a price where it's like fair enough, where people at most price points can jump on board, and I can help people, just starting off, people who are maybe a year in, and then people that are also more established. So I want to stay at that sort of price point for now. But it's
Hmm.
difficult when you know that the results that you can bring someone and how much money they can make off of the back of it. Because, for example, I used to charge £250 per month, and within the space of 11 days, I doubled someone's active clients that they had in 10 days. They paid £250 for that. Do you know what? They've just
Mad,
10 times their
mad.
money. Do you know what I mean? Like, crazy.
You know, I completely forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, I know what I was going to say now. I had this thought, right, and it's like I understand the thought of wanting to charge less so it's more accessible to people, but I
Yeah,
have noticed you end up helping less people when you try to make yourself more accessible.
that's a
You
good
know,
point.
because there are people out there. There are people out there that like will really try and haggle my price down. And now I'm at a point where I say, if you haggle anymore, I'm just going to jump off this call. Like it's not worth it because
Yeah,
you're going to
like
haggle it down, and then you're going to get zero results, and then blame me for it. It's like no,
yeah,
like you
literally,
physically don't have skin in the game,
and
right?
it's disrespectful as well.
And I've noticed like it is, bro. It's like, bro, would you go to like I'll put it this way: would you go to JD Sports,
Literally,
like pick up a pair of Yeezys and like haggle it down to half price? No, you wouldn't,
literally,
right?
bro.
Like, what's wrong
Literally.
with you? Why are you doing that with me?
Especially to
Oh,
someone
I
that's
don't know,
that's
bro.
that's an entrepreneur. Like we're not Nike. You know what I mean? And the
Yeah,
results are there. Like, see if you're guaranteed to make. Let's say I know you're not guaranteeing like a specific number in terms of like pounds, but let's say you're guaranteed to make 10 grand from the 2 or 3 grand you're investing. It would be brainless not to do that, but people do in their
bro.
head.
I've had plenty of people make 10 grand within 2 weeks of their ad campaign running.
Yeah,
It's not
literally.
like I don't know how to say this, but it's like the ROI is so insane, and I do not care if you think your offer is something that can't sell. Like, yes, it can sell. Like, you're not special,
Yeah,
type of thing, you know.
yeah,
And like, I was one of those people where I thought I was special, until I very quickly realized I wasn't. So I need to just carry on with the actions. Like, there are people out there with the most obscure offers that are making crazy amounts of money. So it's
bro,
like
it's such a good
I
point.
have people say to me, I have people say to me, like, oh, so multiple people have said this to me now. People who have tuition agencies where they tutor kids, they
Yeah,
think that they can't scale to 10K per month. And I'm like, bro, why don't you just sell packages for a year or 6 months and
yeah,
sell that for multiple
yeah,
thousands of pounds and aim, like, promise a big result, you know? And make sure you only take in the kids who can actually get that result with your help. It's so, like, it's weird, bro.
yeah.
It's like, I don't know how to say this without sounding arrogant, but I genuinely think that I could take 9 out of 10 businesses from 0 to 10, 20K per month pretty fast.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
who
because
knows? Like maybe I'm an arrogant piece of shit.
it's such a good point that you make though, in terms of you're not special because it's not because a lot of people think they're not special in the way that I'm not going to admit to anything, but there are so many people who are the exact same as you that have absolutely smashed it in business, smashed it with something that's probably harder to sell than you, that they've probably had to put more work in to get to that point, and it's like honestly, you're not special. Just do the work, and you'll see the results. It's crazy because again, I had that mindset where it's like, oh, like am I gonna do it? Like, will this get in the way? Will that get in the way? Bro, if you do the work, nothing can get in the way. Like, you can't. Nothing can stop you.
Bro, all you have to do is like genuinely all you have to do is make sure that you are really, really, really good at what you do, and then make sure that people know about the stuff that you do. And by the way,
Yeah,
if you are not doing actions every single day that advertise your business, you'll never make any money. Like, how are you going to make any money if nobody knows you exist? Like, to give you an example, like, if I have, like, even if I have 100,000 unique accounts seeing my Instagram account every single month, that's still nowhere near enough. But
yeah.
then again, I may sound arrogant, you know, but who knows?
It's because you know the potential, though. It's like people don't think like that because they don't know the potentials of the numbers that are out there. Like, there's people that are reaching tens of millions of people every single month, and think about the numbers
Yeah.
that are there. Think about the numbers that are there when you can sell to that amount of people. It's crazy. Something I wanted to touch on as well. Last week we were speaking about music management, and I'm actually now
Yeah,
managing an
yeah.
artist. You actually don't know this, so
Let's
I'm managing an
go.
artist
Tell me.
from Birmingham. His name is Big Chops. So he's put out some freestyles. He's put out tracks as well in the past. Some of his freestyles have hit like 70, 80,000 plays on Instagram. Some of the other ones have got like 40 odd thousand. Um, and we're starting from scratch. It's completely from scratch, so he's got experience. But what I really now get to test is if my opinion and perspectives of the music industry and like the route and plan to take are right. So going to get some really really valuable experience that's going to be able to benefit everyone I work with, even in a marketing sense. And yeah, it just allows me to grow within the industry, get more insight, get more of a network, and yeah, I definitely think I can take this guy to big things like I have with Ross and multiple others. So that's a good little thing to drop in.
Is this a is this going to be another fire in the booth?
That's what
Because
we're going for, bro. That's what we're going for.
if it is, that's a back-to-back W for you, bro. I think
Yeah,
you know what I'm most looking forward to. I'm looking forward to your ad creatives
yeah,
for this artist because obviously
yeah.
I love ads. If you don't
Mm,
love ads, you're not in business. But bro, I want to see the ad creatives you do for this music artist because I have been
yeah,
seeing Central C's ads all the time.
yeah,
And one thing that I think I mentioned this to you as well, Aaron. I find it so crazy that music artists would like not big music artists, but like the
yeah.
smaller ones that no one knows about. They will spend hundreds, if not thousands and thousands of pounds on a music video. Like they might rent out a G wagon or something, drop like a K on that or £800 or
Oh,
whatever
bro,
it
it's
is,
nuts.
and it's like why do you do that? Like why don't you just have one good videographer for £50 an hour?
That
You
yeah,
know,
that,
have 2 hours. Like in 2 hours, film multiple music videos in the same spot. It's fine,
yeah,
and then just spend the rest of your budget on ads because I promise you, you'll have way more
yeah.
followers and way more people actually aware that you make this music. You know,
100,
but
100%.
who
It
knows, bro?
goes,
I'm not
it
even a
does,
rapper.
it does, it goes both ways. Because, for example, a guy that I've worked with, OZ Cash, he has really, really well thought through music videos, but he does have a budget to put into them, and also he's got quite a creative mind. So a lot of rappers, they'll just get, two Lamborghinis and fuck it, some birds twerking. Do you know what I mean? And they'll pay
Yeah,
2, 3, 4 grand for that, and it's just like any other music video. And yeah, like you said with Central C, his album rollout's been this week, and obviously it's one of the most anticipated of the whole year. And you see how heavy they push it through advertisements. It's the main way outside of him going on like live streams and stuff like that, which again is the content. So it all comes down to content and ads. It really does. And you could put in 2 grand to a music video, or you could put in 2 grand to ads and get an extra. You could double your account size and get a really, really core fan base that's then going to push you to that next level. So it's just again, it's
bro.
priorities.
What I find is insane is like, bro, people will put 2 grand to a music video,
Mm,
and it's like they'll get 2,000 views, whereas I'll put £50 a day.
yeah,
Or no, I'll put 2 grand into ads and I'll get 2,000 views per day. So that works out to 60,000 like
yeah,
impressions every single month from that 2 grand. And it's like, what do you want? Like, do you want the exposure? Or do you want like yourself to think to go back to your boys and be like, yo, this music video sick, right? And it's like, bro, you
yeah.
don't want
A,
that. You know,
a,
you
yeah,
want the exposure, but
a lot of it's ego. Now, yes, you do need to build the perception, and there is a point where you do want to do that. I'm not saying to never do that, but when you're starting off and you're short for money, you want to prioritize, and content and ads should come before anything because, again, not just content in terms of filming a trailer, filming the music video, but content around the actual track. So that's why it's important to record like a batch of 5 or 6 tracks. You can then plan them out ahead of time. You can plan the content around each one of those tracks. And honestly, see if you compare doing that for 3 months to not. The differences are crazy. And it's all in the planning because a lot of artists, like I've been speaking to some today, a couple of guys, and I've been on and off, like about to work with them, and then something comes up and something happens, and you can tell that they've not progressed as much as they want to, and it's all down to them not having planning. Like if I'd been working with them for the past 6 months, they would be way more well known. And it's just because they don't have the content planned out. Like he's got a music video releasing in a week, and he's not got any posts out. He's not got any short form TikTok content planned around it. All he's going to do is post the out soon trailer and then the out now, and it's like that's not enough these days, especially when you've not already got a crazy loyal fan base. Like yeah, Drake can do that. Do you know? Do you know what I mean? But you need to know where you
yeah.
stand. You need to know where you stand first.
For sure, for sure.
Started. Well, I think that is around about an hour. So
50 minutes. Let's go.
So we'll end this one off. The next episode, we will be, well, I won't be in India. Harleen will be. So an international pod for the next one. But yes, hope you have enjoyed, guys. Leave a like, leave a comment, share. It helps us a lot. And yeah, we're going to be here every week. So we'll see you next week.